Welcome to Fastpitch Hitting Video 7, Dealing with the Pitch. Here are some things your players should learn and practice in order to do their best in a game. Relax and start the swing slowly. Relax both mentally and physically. Relaxing mentally means do not think about a swing fundamental while hitting in a game unless you need to for success. That is, if you haven't built a key habit, you might have to use a brief drill or mental review of the good habit between pitches. Relaxing physically means from the time you are in your stance until your hips and hands have fired and your bat is approaching the contact zone. Don't tense up during load, step, lift, or fire. Your muscles will tense up on their own just before contact. Relaxed muscles are quicker and more accurate than tensed ones. All movements prior to firing the hips and hands should feel slow and under control. For example, a quick loading motion is not ideal. It can trigger extra movements of your hands and arms, especially in stressful situations, hurting your carefully practiced swing. Start your load early enough to allow it to be slow, typically when the pitcher has finished her initial backward motion and starts some motion toward you. Meaning an instant before her windmill action begins. Watch the pitcher, then time the ball. Watch the pitcher's upper body. Never look her in the eyes. Slide your eyes to her release point as her arm is making its circle, so your eyes will pick up the ball as she releases it. From the point of release, your movements must be timed to the speed of the ball, not the pitcher's movements. Stay relaxed and do not try to move in time to the pitcher. It does you no good to allow the pitcher to control your timing. By contrast, you must allow the ball to control your timing. Stay relaxed and allow your subconscious mind to adjust its timing based on the speed of the pitch. When practicing this, you should consciously speed up or slow down the lift of your back heel and the beginning of your hip turn. Ideally, that should be an unconscious habit by the time you bring it into a game. Make only one decision. Be mentally and physically prepared to swing at every pitch. Always decide just before the pitch that you are going to swing at it. Then allow yourself to make only one decision. That single decision is to stop your swing if the pitch doesn't look good. If the pitch looks good, simply let your swing continue. Make the stop decision only when the ball is most of the way in. If you make a decision to swing or stop too early, you leave yourself time to change that decision, which can hurt the timing of your swing. Additionally, you should never check your swing because that will encourage you to make multiple decisions. Ideally, in a game, you should not consciously determine whether or not to stop your swing. That's your subconscious mind's job. Train it well via repetition during practice, then let it handle the job in games. Being mentally prepared for various pitches. The mental preparation required for success at the plate varies greatly depending on the age group and level of competition a team faces. The following information covers only the most basic portion of mental preparation, but it applies to almost every team. For every pitch, be prepared for a fast strike. If the pitch is slower, react to it mentally in the manner I have described in this video, and react to it physically by slowing the lift, thereby delaying the fire very slightly. Do not swing slower. Do not consciously time the ball in a game. For every pitch, be prepared for a high strike. If the pitch is low, it is generally not hard for a batter to lower her elbows, hands, and bat head and do the lean if appropriate. Whereas if you are expecting a low pitch and get a high strike, it can be difficult to avoid dropping your elbows and hands as well as inappropriate pulling up of the body and hands as your bat approaches the contact point. For every pitch, be prepared for an inside strike. If the pitch is an outside strike, you will have a split second to adjust because the proper contact point for an outside strike is at least a foot deeper in the strike zone than an inside strike. Additionally, the hips and bat do not come around as far on the outside strike, saving you another split second. In summary, step into the batter's box each time expecting a fast, high inside strike. Visualize one briefly in order to reset your mind from the previous pitch that might have been slower. See the ball well. When watching the ball come in, your face should be almost straight to the front, but not so straight that it strains the neck or hurts. If one eye is turned a lot farther back than the other, the brain will use the front eye almost exclusively, resulting in less accuracy. Additionally, your eyes should be perfectly level to the ground, just like they are when you are walking around. The chin should be up in the normal position, not raised or lowered. The head should turn a little as the ball comes in, with the chin following the ball. We say the chin instead of the eyes because we want the head to turn more than drop as the ball comes into the contact zone. During contact and a half second after contact, keep the head and the eyes on the contact point. Avoid being hit by the pitch. There are two reasons a batter should get out of the way of a pitch that's coming at her. It hurts when it hits her, and it can injure her. The risk of injury is the more important one by far. The technique I will describe reduces the chance of injury by a large amount while reducing the potential for pain by a smaller amount. Regardless, this lesson should reduce any fear she might have, making it easier for her to execute a good swing in a competitive game. Review of fundamentals that apply. Earlier in this video, I described how your player should decide before the pitch is thrown that she will swing, leaving only one decision to potentially make, which is to not swing. Now we will add another choice she can make: bail out, meaning get out of the way of the pitch. She should make the decision late in the pitch, and when she does decide to bail, never change her mind. Your players should practice making this decision. The proper motion to avoid the inside pitch. As soon as you decide to bail out, turn your front shoulder in toward the plate and continue it down and around toward the catcher, pulling your whole body around. Your front heel should come up as you start the turn, and your back foot will point to the catcher. Look and bow toward the ground behind you, taking your bat down to the ground where you're looking. Move your weight over your back foot and let the spinning of your body pull the front foot off the ground, back and around your body to catch yourself. When you decide to bail out, stop watching the ball. Use this motion with every pitch that might hit you, no matter how high or low, or even in the dirt. Why does this work? You're right more often because you have time to watch, decide, and make one consistent motion. You won't make a move that puts you in the way of an injury. You present your back to the ball, which provides very few ways to get injured. It puts some of your large body parts, such as your calf and your back, at an angle, so if the ball hits one of them, it hits at an angle and hurts less. You're moving in the same direction as the ball, so if the ball hits you, the impact is smaller. That's it for video 7, dealing with the pitch. Thanks for watching it. In my Teaching and Practicing video 17, I will provide some recommendations to help you introduce these concepts to your team. You can go back to my Fastpitch coaching channel to select that video, or let YouTube take you directly to Fast Pitch Hitting video 8, slapping from the left-handed batter's box.